Ali, are all pump fun and meme coins just scams? Well, no, they aren't, and unfortunately, anyone that says so isn't exactly right. I'm going to do a case study today of one of the biggest meme coins recently, Nero. If you haven't heard about it, we'll talk about it, what happened with it, where it is at the moment, etc., etc., etc. You get the point. Before I go any further, we're using BULLX. We always use BULLX. It's the best trading bot. My referral code is in the description. Guys, if you're new around here, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps me out. Join the trading telegram. It's a massive, massive help. Oh, and by the way, we just opened our new Discord, which is purchasable for zero point 0.1 Sol minimum. There's two different tiers. There's a lot going on. We do pump fun calls, we do long-term calls, airdrop tactics, daily airdrop tasks, etc. We are here to earn you money. Anyways, right. So Nero, if you haven't heard about it, right, I will go on to it right now. Um, this is the exact one. Unfortunately, it went from. I'll go for the 5 minute timer or 5 minute scale. Sorry. So if you see right here, it's kind of insane. I'll go maybe even an hour because it'll help out. It'll make life definitely easier for everyone. So if you didn't know, Nero, it was huge. It dropped. There was like a Nero battle between two coins. I did say in a few videos ago not to buy it because it was a scam. The certain one that I was talking about was the other one, and it dropped instantly, and I was actually completely right, believe it or not. But right, Dali, do a case study for me here. What's going on? I don't understand what's going on. Well, my friends, this is typical hype and not a rug, I would say. You don't have to call it a rug, but hype and drop. So basically, Nero is this coin right here. I'll show you the image. This right here, it's an Akita dog. It's part of the tree Akitas owned by I Cabo Suma. Whatever. It's the new dog. Instead that like the other one died, they bought this one. So yeah, whatever. You get the gist. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know what this is, and you're like, okay, right, but why did it die all of a sudden? Well, the person launching this coin in the first place, you can see 10,000 holders and 8 million. It's kind of still crazy, but as you can see, the amount of insiders and supply they still have is a little bit crazy and it's not diluted properly, especially you think about that 48 million margin when this was kind of worth way more than 240k, etc. So it dropped, and obviously, as soon as that guy dropped an Instagram of his new dog instead of the other dog that died, I think it was the Doge dog that died, and then he dropped that they bought a new dog or whatever. It was his brother or something. Not exactly 100%. I don't even like to keep up with trends like that because I'm not buying news like that. Anyways, so the case study: what happened and where did it all go wrong? Well, I drew that line and it was a perfect line because it went straight down to 3 million. Obviously, went back up to 45, so he could have made an insane profit. But when I was saying it, it was up here, and I said, do not buy at this point. And it actually worked out perfectly. I didn't even realize I have that line. I'll remove it, but that was from a while ago, I promise. It was in my other video, so you can actually see. So, it went up to 50 million. Obviously, hype is insane. The new dog, it's going to be crazy. It's going to go nuts. Yeah, but that's like noobs feeding into like news and like hype, and you're like, oh my god, this is gonna go to 1 billion. I'm gonna make such an easy 20x. My friend, there's never such thing as an easy 20x, believe it or not. There can be insider plays. We do drop insane plays in that Discord. Once again, the paid Discord that we just opened yesterday. So if you want to get some plays, join up. But you see, it drops to like 3 million here, and then it starts going back up. So I'm pretty sure around that time, I don't want to say Tate got involved. Some influencer got involved, anyways, and they called it, and then it was the battle or whatever, and it just dropped back to 8 million. Essentially, what happened was, right, whales are getting in here. People with thousands and thousands of dollars. They see the hype. Even at this point, like they're gonna be chatting in group chats, 5 million. They're like, oh, let's pump this, let's tweet about it, etc. And then people like you who don't really know what's going on are gonna buy the hype because they're seeing everyone uploading at the same time, and you're like, oh, it's still going up. Let's buy more and more, buy more and more and more. Yeah, but once it gets to like 50 million. People are going to start taking out their money, you get me? Like the hype kind of dies down. It's not essentially like a coin ran by the person that uploaded the Instagram. It's just literally a random guy that made the coin, and he has an insane amount of supply, as you can see from the holders once again. 2%, 2% there, like 1%. He owns like, I don't know, 7 or 8% still. Maybe not, maybe even more. There's so many insider wallets, it goes crazy. Anyways, you get the gist. So you're like, okay, but that doesn't mean it's a rug. Yeah, and I'm not saying it is a rug because essentially you're never gonna actually know if it's a rug unless they don't post on Twitter, they don't do anything, and obviously they don't have a Twitter on the pump one. Uh, they don't have a pump one linked or whatever. But if we go to Dex Screener, we can copy the address. Let's see if the Dex is updated and they have a Twitter up here. I'm sure they do, which doesn't really matter still. Yeah, see, so they have a Twitter. I'm sure this guy's still tweeting because he made millions off it. Yeah, our official links 10 hours ago. Um, yeah, whatever. You get me? So like they're trying to still make it a thing. But obviously, after you made a few million, it's kind of easy to post online and say, "Ooh, keep buying Doge and keep buying Nero and Sheeb, etc." Yeah, bro, but you got caught in the hype. And essentially, what I'm trying to say is that this case study is you're always going to be brought into the hype and then sold on the dumps. And then people are going to like buy at this level that are influencers, people with higher amounts of money. Obviously, you can get in at that point too. You just got to read the room. If there's still news going on and it's popping off like crazy, yeah, maybe like 3 million wouldn't be such a bad market cap to get into. To be honest, I would think 3 million would be like a perfect market cap even for myself. Uh, Not to say I bought it because I just don't like trading this junk. Even if it means like I can get a 5x, I don't want to trade this junk because it's so risky and so volatile, as you can see from the 45 million, that really it isn't worth it. Now, what I will say is 8 million a bad place to get into? Well, if you can kind of tell, it's kind of starting to resist that line. And when it does, it probably will shoot back up, especially because he is still paying attention to the Twitter. So it's not a rug. They're still working on it. They're still posting about it. They're still, doing it. But it's not the safest of plays. And in this case study, that's the whole point. There's going to be a volatility times, especially when coins first release. But, with huge news, it still can go back up. And that's the main thing we're going to focus with here. It's not a case of, oh, it's always going to go up. It's a case of what's the right time to buy? When should you not buy? Obviously, I could just sit here and say, okay, you should have bought at like 100k market cap. You're not really going to hear that news at 100k unless you're active on Twitter all the time and you have an insane friend group and like you're in our telegram and other telegrams and you're just piling all the information. You're not going to catch these sort of plays. That's why in the Discord we kind of do tell everyone the plays and we tell everyone all our insider information. Of course, it is paid or whatever. But you see, if you don't have this sort of information, bro, you shouldn't be buying at the top here. Like, and obviously, you're not gonna know it's the top. And how are you gonna identify it's the top? Well, buddy, you're just gonna have to make a calculated example. If this is up like, I don't know, 5,000% in a day, is it really admirable and smart to buy at that point? No, definitely not. You're not gonna want to buy a coin that's up 5,000% already. It's gonna hit a level where it goes back down, and that's just the way coins are. Nothing runs forever. There's like, I don't know, maybe 10 examples like in the whole of crypto, like on the, at least on the Solana blockchain, where you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. This ran up. Like, let's look at Bunk for example, right? So I have it in days, but I think this could be a better example, right? So Bunk first released in 2023. I think it was 31st of December. Okay, 24th. Yeah, whatever. I remember the whole drop, right? A bunch of my friends actually on Twitter at the time. Um, if you don't follow me on that, by the way, follow me on that. I forgot about that completely. Yeah, a bunch of my friends, like actual homies of mine, bought in at like this level, right? And we were like airdropping it to each other and stuff, and there was like a hey wallet going around. It was this feature where you can say hey wallet, drop the first 10,000 people that say hello to me on X a certain amount of bonk. And at the time we didn't think it was that crazy, and there was Frank going around and stuff. It was at like, I don't know, 2.4 mil, I believe, or 2 mil, something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not going to zoom into the chart too much. Even at this level, it starts consolidating, it's going down, and then all of a sudden, boom, blows up. I mean, Bonk just a year later just hit an absolute trend, right? Ran up to 2 billion, yeah, I don't know, 1.7 I think at the time. I don't remember exactly. I wasn't even a bag holder. I was so disappointed, and I had lost my Hay wallet, which had like $1,000 worth of Bunk, but it wasn't that much. I wasn't too angry, and anything can happen. If I had like an insane bag, then I would be disappointed. Obviously, people are getting millionaires off this. A lot of people that I know. Um, you see, oh, the hype is real. Yeah, okay. If you're getting in around here, it's okay. It's still good, and you like obviously Bunk is such a good meme coin, and they had so many like the Bunk bot. They had so much like utility that they brought a lot to the ecosystem, and that's why people love this coin so much, right? So then it gets to about this point, and you're like, okay, well that's gonna be like I don't know, a fifth of 1.4 mils, so it's like 2.8 228 or no 280 million. Jesus, try to get that out, Ali. Yeah, 280 million, I believe, or 2.8 million at this point. I'm not really sure exactly which one, but yeah, I do think it's somewhere around the 28 million range. And people were still bullish, and you're like, "Oh, Dali, what? So I should have bought at this point." Well, if you're looking at this, you're like, "It's still kind of risky." What's the difference between Nero and Bunk? Well, Bunk was this unique coin that had insane amounts of utility, and the devs were just hopping on lives. They were talking. They were, like, getting conferences set up. Like it was just starting off. It was this huge, big thing. Um, when it comes to Nero, and you're like 8 million, are they really doing that much? Like are they putting in the time where you're like, okay, this is actually potentially gonna be one of them coins where it reaches a billion? And I'm going onto this page and I'm like, okay, 7,000 followers, I see you. Uh 10 hours our official links are only out. Let's see the website. Is the website gonna be something that actually blows me out the water? I mean, is that something that really blows you out the water, bro? This is like a 15-minute done kind of timer uh website. Obviously they have the dexes unlocked or whatever, like they pay the dexes, but bro, that's not like some sort of website where it blows me out the water. Now I'm not saying Bonk does either. Like if we go to Bonk's one right here, just to show an example, this is their website. But keep in mind they had insane utility, like the Bonk bot and stuff. Look, see, agreement, whatever. They have 750k holders, integrations, look, key projects. So they have the Bunk bot, they have Bunk swap, they have Bunk rewards, they have Moonwalk, Buy Bunk, Pooper Scooper, Clean Your Wallets, Open Bunk. You see, they have like a bunch of stuff that is actually kind of cool, and they have like integrations. Where has Bunk been integrated? All these again. There's Bonk Dragon. There's cool stuff. There's genuinely like a lot of interest in this thing, and obviously a lot of it is to do with the art, but a lot of it is to do with these guys are literal holders. Like they will hold this coin, they won't sell it, and they believe in it. Like, and that's why it's so high. Now, am I saying Nero can't do that? I mean, where's the utility? Where's everything behind it? Not always it has to have utility, but a safer bet is if they are adding something to the ecosystem rather than just copying the sister to Doge. I know that could still blow up, but Doge is one thing, Doge's sister's another thing. You get me? There's always going to be like a certain relevance to it, and it's not going to go as high because there is no reason for that. There's no reason for Nero to take over Doge. Like, no sister dog is going to take over the actual dog that became famous in crypto and became one of the staples of crypto, and how a bunch of people, got rich, or a bunch of people got on it. And that's what I'm here to tell you. Do not buy the hype. Now, am I saying at 8 million it's a bad buy? No. Dude, I actually might drop this in the Discord at a certain point where I believe it will be the right play. Obviously, I know there are two that are fighting each other. Like this one's the other one, I think, that's fighting it. It's kind of stupid. That actually did ruin a bunch of momentum. Like, see, this one went to 100 and something mil, right? It kind of ruined the momentum. It ruined the momentum on both coins just because, for the sheer reason that you don't want two exact same coins fighting each other and then one of them comes on top. But is it the worst play? No. So that's the whole case study here that we're trying to show you. It can be done. You just need to be patient. Be patient is the key. Let's see. What else is there? Why did this huge drop come? Well, at a certain point, someone's going to have to start selling. And even if we go to Bunk, and this is another case study, you can see, right, it hits 1.5 billion, I believe, or no, 1.7 billion, around that area. Dude, there's going to be sell offs. There's no way in hell, especially if Solana drops, other cryptos drop. This is dropping with it because these are becoming staples. These are becoming huge market cap coins. People are trading these with serious amounts of money. It's not that one Solana buy. It's that maybe 500 Solana buy. If you go to the holders here, like someone owns 132 million worth of Bunk. Like shit's crazy. 10 million worth of Bunk. Stuff like that. Like there's not small plays. And obviously, see, it hits this, kind of goes back down. Now, it's not always going to happen with Nero. It's not going to happen with every coin. This one kind of just went up and didn't stop. Doesn't mean that it won't go back up. And essentially, sorry, I wouldn't be surprised if this, eventually when Sol goes back up, hits 20 million. It's just the way things go, especially if Doge went high, bro, this would follow so easily because it's literally a derivative. It's like the sister dog to it. Now, obviously, people are gonna sell off at like a certain amount. They're gonna see it going down, get scared a bit, especially like new buyers and stuff. And then right, it hits like kind of a period where it's consolidating. You see, like it's kind of trying to stick to this mark out. It goes back up a little bit, it's going back down, and then shoots up. That's essentially Solana going up. I believe that's what happened on the 1st of March 2024. I think around that time Solana started getting its gears back up and flying up a bunch. Again, goes up high. That's 2.5 billion, I believe, or something it hit, and then drops again because people are selling their profits once again. Again, it stays to this kind of mark, so it's the top of the consolidation here, and then goes up again. Is this a good region to buy? Is this a region to buy Bunk? Well, let's see. Bottom here. That's what. So we'll say I'll call it 1 billion 1 billion market cap for the example. Then it goes to 1.4. Then it goes back to 1.4. Now it goes highs. So obviously it's held its mark here at like 2.2. Drops to 2. Drops to 1.9. Now, is there kind of a level it needs to hold? Yeah, this would be around the level I'd say, yeah, Bonk will bounce back. Now, if it does bounce back, you can see highs of 3. So you'd be having a 50% profit here if it goes back to 3 billion. But I think it will go much higher. And especially as this bull run goes, Bonk is another example of a great coin that I believe has serious potential to give you an easy 2x, easy 3x maybe if you're selling at the top or whatever. But you can see from this like sort of consolidation, it's gonna break out eventually. And that's if crypto breaks out. That's what this is relying on right now because this will be influenced by BTC a lot. And if you track the chart properly and you actually want to have a look at it through Coinbase and stuff, the exact times where Solana's dropping, this would have dropped as well. That's how it just goes. It's just a case of they copy each other, and yeah. So Nero case study. What did we learn? Kind of risky. We don't want to buy at the top. We don't really have much utility. We're not seeing much built. It will go up with Solana if it stays relevant. That's one thing. So we need to be looking out on X, looking out on their Twitter. Are they gaining followers? Are they getting more attention? Is there any DEXs planned? Do they have plans for the future? Are they trying to make it as big of a coin as possible? Is this the worst mark to buy on? Definitely not. I would say 8 million's a pretty decent place to buy. Would I be looking at like 100 million? Probably not. Would I say 16 million top is doable like here? Yeah, especially if Solana shoots up like 20, 30 euro, 40 euro. This will go up as well, probably. It's kind of like one of them staples now where it's going to be known as, you know, Dogecoin's sister. So you need to keep a look for this, okay? It's not like it's gone everywhere. It's staying relevant probably, and it will stay here. But definitely don't buy at the top, dude. It's not worth the risk. It's not worth the reward. I've shown you examples of like what can happen with, for example, Bonk. This could happen with Nero as well. You could still be so early, and Doge could just moon. So could this. So could any other coin. but it's about making the smart play. Check if they're listing dexes. Like, what's a dex, Ali? Sorry, I didn't even explain. It's a decentralized exchange, right? So that's basically like Binance, the likes of OKX, the likes of Kraken, Coinbase. These places, if they allow you to buy Nero in the future, dude, that's massive. That means like they're going to be trading huge volume. There's not like small volume on Binance and stuff like that. These are huge trading platforms that have huge fees, and if you're on them, you're sort of more than likely going to be at the at least 100 million mark, I'd like to say. Now, don't quote me on that. It can be a 5 million coin, it could be whatever. They just cost a lot, and if there's a lot of hype behind it and it's done right and these exchanges list, they do go massive. They go very, very big. Right. I won't keep you for any longer, guys. Thank you for your time. If you want to join the paid Discord, the link is in the description. If you want to join the Telegram, it's for free. Join, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Make sure to follow me on X, okay? Make sure to follow me on X. And thank you guys so much.